We all dream of living a life full of possibility, where our desires manifest effortlessly. But what if I told you that the secret to bringing those dreams into reality doesn't lie in chasing them or waiting for them to appear? What if the key to manifestation is not about hoping, but about feeling it before it happens? The science of manifestation goes beyond just wishful thinking. It's rooted in understanding how our mind, body, and emotions influence the world around us. We're going to explore how shifting your internal state, feeling as if your dreams are already true, and breaking free from the past can unlock a world of new possibilities. Let's start with a fundamental truth. Your thoughts are not just random occurrences in your mind. They shape your reality. It might seem like a simple statement, but the depth of its meaning is profound. Every moment of every day, your thoughts are constantly at work, and whether you're aware of it or not, they are orchestrating your experience of life. When you wake up in the morning and your mind immediately jumps to the problems of the past, perhaps an unresolved issue at work, the tension in a relationship, or lingering concerns about your health, what are you doing? You're literally living in the past. This concept, while abstract at first, has tangible, measurable effects on your mind and body. When you think about those unresolved problems, you begin to feel the emotions tied to them: stress, anxiety, frustration, or sadness. But the key point here is that your body is not simply reacting to external events. It is reacting to your thoughts. You see, your thoughts are not confined to the abstract realm of your mind. They carry emotional weight, which your body experiences physically. When you recall a stressful situation, for instance, your body will release the same stress hormones as if the event were happening in the present. This physical response is part of a deeply ingrained process where your thoughts and emotions work in tandem to reinforce a state of being that, for most people, is aligned with the past rather than the future. At this moment, you may be wondering, so, what does this mean for me? How does this affect my life and my dreams? The truth is that if you are constantly living in the past, revisiting old emotional wounds or replaying old problems, you are reinforcing a reality that no longer serves you. Every time you feel the frustration of a past event, you are not only reliving it mentally but also recreating it emotionally. This emotional conditioning keeps you stuck in a cycle, unable to move forward. Your body and mind are inextricably linked. Thoughts trigger emotions, and emotions influence the body. The body doesn't know the difference between a real experience and a thought you are imagining. It reacts to both in the same way. Imagine that you're recalling an argument you had with someone. You're not physically in the argument anymore, but your body feels it. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense, and you may even feel the emotional heat of anger or frustration. The body is responding to the thought of the event as if it were happening in real time. This is the power your thoughts have over your body, and it's also the reason why you can experience physical sensations simply by thinking about past events. When you understand this connection, it becomes clear that if you want to change your reality, you must first change your thoughts. But it goes deeper than that. Your emotions also play a critical role. If your emotions are consistently tied to past experiences, your body will continuously live in that emotional state. This is why people often find themselves stuck in cycles of negative thinking or emotional responses to situations that have long passed. You may feel like you're emotionally and mentally imprisoned by these past experiences, and it's not because you're not trying, it's because the emotional patterns are deeply entrenched in your body's memory. But here's where the shift can occur. If your body believes it's living in the past through the emotions you're experiencing, then you can also use this same process to move into the future you desire. Instead of revisiting old memories and reliving old feelings, you can consciously choose to feel the emotions of the future you want to create. Imagine that you have a dream, a future goal you're working toward. Maybe it's a new career, a better relationship, or improved health. If you begin to focus on how it would feel to achieve that dream, you start to program your mind and body to live in that future moment. You no longer have to wait for the future to happen, you can start experiencing it now. The key is to feel the emotions of your dream as if it's happening in the present moment. If you want to manifest wealth, for example, feel the joy and freedom that financial abundance brings. If you dream of being in a loving relationship, feel the warmth, trust, and connection before it even materializes. This is how you can use the emotional power of your body to manifest your desires. When you feel the emotions of your dreams, joy, gratitude, love, abundance, your body begins to believe that you are already living that reality. Over time, this creates a shift in your energy, your thoughts, and your behaviors. The more you immerse yourself in the emotional state of your desired future, the more your brain and body align with it, making it more likely to manifest. You see, your body doesn't need to wait for the physical reality to change in order to feel the emotions of that reality. By experiencing those emotions now, you send a signal to your brain and body that says, "This is my new reality." And because the body is so powerful in its ability to respond to these emotional cues, it begins to align with your thoughts and feelings, setting the stage for physical manifestation. The more you repeat this process, the more you reprogram your body's response systems, and over time, the mind and body begin to create new neural pathways that support your dreams and desires. One of the most powerful realizations you can make in the process of transformation is that your body is, quite literally, a record of the past. Think of it as a storage unit, one where every experience, every emotion, and every thought you've ever had is kept. This isn't just a metaphorical concept. There is real science behind it. Every event you've experienced in your life, every thought you've had, and every emotion you felt has been encoded in your nervous system and cellular memory. Your body stores all of this information, and it's reflected in your personality. Your personality is essentially a combination of your thoughts, behaviors, and emotional responses. This personality creates your personal reality. But here's the kicker. If you want to change your reality, you must first change your personality. This is where the true work of transformation begins. If you continue to think the same thoughts, feel the same emotions, and behave in the same way, then you are continuing to create the same life. This is the challenge for many people. We are creatures of habit, and our thoughts and emotions become deeply ingrained in our daily routines. We wake up each day, think the same thoughts, feel the same emotions, and act the same way. This creates a predictable and often unchanging reality. If your thoughts and emotions are tied to the past, you will keep recreating the same reality over and over again. If you want to manifest something new, you must begin by changing the core elements of your personality, your thoughts, your behaviors, and your emotions. To manifest your dreams, you need to start with a simple but profound shift. You must change how you think, how you act, and how you feel on a daily basis. This isn't a superficial change, it's a deep reprogramming of your brain and body. When you begin to make different choices, think differently, and cultivate new emotional states, you literally rewire your brain and body. This process of rewiring involves changing your thought patterns from habitual, negative thinking to positive, expansive thinking. It means replacing feelings of fear and insecurity with feelings of love and gratitude. It requires making decisions that align with your dreams rather than continuing to operate from old emotional patterns. It involves developing new habits, behaviors, and attitudes that reflect the person you want to become. As you begin to make these changes, you'll notice that your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors start to align with the new version of yourself. You may not see physical changes immediately, but the transformation is happening at a deeper level. Your brain is creating new neural connections that support the new version of you. Your body is also responding, adapting to the new emotional states you're embodying. The most remarkable part of this process is that as you continue to make these changes, you start to experience your new reality more and more. You begin to feel the emotions of the life you want to create, and your body starts to believe that this new reality is real. Over time, you will naturally begin to act in ways that are aligned with your dreams, and the universe will respond in kind, bringing opportunities and circumstances that support your new way of being. In essence, you are becoming the person who is capable of living the life you've always dreamed of. You are no longer a prisoner to your past, but a creator of your future. The more you embody the thoughts, emotions, and behaviors of this new version of yourself, the more you align with your dreams, and the more your life transforms to reflect those changes. You might be wondering, can this really work? Can I rewire my brain to create the life I want? The answer is not just yes, it's a resounding yes. The brain, as modern neuroscience has shown us, is incredibly adaptable. It's not a static organ fixed in its ways. It is dynamic, flexible, and capable of change throughout our lives. This concept, known as neuroplasticity, tells us that the brain is constantly rewiring itself based on our experiences, thoughts, and actions. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, and every action you take has the potential to reshape your brain's neural networks. In other words, you can literally change the structure of your brain by changing your thought patterns, emotional responses, and behaviors. So how does this all work? When you choose to think differently, you're creating new neural pathways. The brain functions by firing electrical impulses through networks of neurons, and when these neurons repeatedly fire together, they form connections which we experience as habits, memories, and automatic responses. The more you repeat a particular thought or behavior, the stronger the neural pathway becomes. This is why your old patterns, the ones tied to past experiences, fears, and limitations, become ingrained. They've been repeated over and over again, making them the default mode of your brain's functioning. But here's the exciting part. When you begin to consciously choose thoughts that align with your desires and goals, you are essentially creating new neural pathways that reinforce a more positive, empowering mindset. Over time, these new pathways become your brain's new default operating system, pushing out the old patterns that no longer serve you. It's like taking a different path in the woods that's less traveled. The more you walk it, the clearer and more defined it becomes, until eventually it becomes your new normal. Now, this process is not instantaneous. It requires consistent effort, dedication, and patience. But it's not just wishful thinking. Scientific studies in neuroplasticity have shown that with repeated, deliberate action, the brain can reorganize itself even in adulthood. You're not stuck with the brain you had yesterday. Every choice you make, every new thought you think, contributes to the remodeling of your brain. So, yes, you absolutely can rewire your brain to create the life you want. And it all starts with a simple but powerful decision: to think differently. This is where meditation plays a crucial role. Meditation isn't just about quieting the mind or achieving inner peace. While these are important benefits, meditation's true power lies in its ability to help you become conscious of your thoughts and feelings. It provides a space for you to step outside the automatic, conditioned reactions of your past and consciously choose new ones. Most people live their lives on autopilot, reacting to external circumstances based on deeply ingrained habits and emotional responses. But through meditation, you learn to observe these automatic reactions, creating the opportunity to choose a new response, one that aligns with the future you desire. Meditation allows you to tap into the present moment, becoming aware of the thoughts and emotions that are influencing your behavior. This awareness is the first step in breaking free from the grip of past conditioning. By recognizing your habitual thought patterns, you can begin to challenge them and replace them with more empowering beliefs. For instance, if you've been conditioned to believe that you'll never be successful, meditation allows you to recognize that thought for what it is, an old, limiting belief, and begin to replace it with a thought that aligns with your dreams, such as, "I am capable of achieving my goals." Through meditation, you can reprogram your brain to activate the neural circuits associated with the emotions of your dreams. Instead of reacting to external circumstances, you start creating new internal realities that reflect the life you want to live. This process of mental reprogramming is supported by a growing body of research that shows how meditation and mindfulness can physically change the structure of the brain, increasing activity in areas associated with positive emotions, resilience, and well-being, while decreasing activity in areas linked to stress and negativity. In essence, meditation acts as a powerful tool for rewiring your brain and breaking free from old patterns. It gives you the mental clarity and emotional awareness to step into your true potential. By consistently practicing meditation, you can retrain your mind to think in ways that support your goals, creating a new, more empowered version of yourself that is aligned with the life you desire. Now, let's address one of the hardest parts of transformation: the past. The body is so conditioned to living in the past through its emotions that it often resists change. This is because the brain and body prefer the familiar. Even if that familiarity is uncomfortable or limiting, it feels safe. The unknown, the new, the unfamiliar, it feels threatening to the brain. This resistance to change is what makes stepping into a new version of yourself feel so uncomfortable at first. You're moving away from the familiar patterns, emotions, and behaviors that have defined you, and stepping into an unknown future that may feel uncertain. However, this resistance is a natural part of the transformation process. It's the brain's way of protecting you from perceived threats. But here's the thing. The brain doesn't distinguish between the actual danger and the imagined danger. It reacts the same way to both. When you choose to step outside your comfort zone, to think and feel differently, your brain perceives it as a threat. But as you continue to practice new ways of thinking and feeling, the brain starts to rewire itself to accommodate these new experiences. This is where the true power of emotional reconditioning comes into play. When you commit to feeling your dreams before they happen, you create an energetic shift. You stop living in survival mode, constantly reacting to stress and fear, and you begin to live in creation mode. Instead of being a product of your past, you start creating your future. By feeling the emotions of your desired future, you move away from the emotional patterns that have kept you stuck in the past and into a new state of being that aligns with your dreams. This process isn't always easy, but it is incredibly rewarding. As you meditate, visualize, and focus on the emotions of your dreams, you gradually break free from the emotional conditioning that has been programmed into your body. Your body, which has been holding on to the emotions of past experiences, begins to release its grip on those old patterns. You begin to step into the present moment, free from the emotional baggage of the past. This is where true healing and transformation begin to take place. As you continue to meditate and align your emotions with your dreams, you create a powerful feedback loop. The more you feel the elevated emotions, such as joy, gratitude, and inspiration, the more your brain and body begin to align with the new version of yourself that is living the reality you desire. These elevated emotions become the fuel for your transformation. They act as a magnet, drawing new opportunities, people, and circumstances into your life that match the energy you're emitting. But remember, this process requires persistence. The brain is wired to follow old patterns, and it can take time to create new neural pathways that support your desired future. However, with consistent practice, the new pathways become stronger, and the old ones begin to fade away. This is where the true power of emotional and mental reconditioning comes into play. The more you commit to feeling the emotions of your desired future, the more your brain and body will adapt to this new way of being. Emotions are the language of the body. They are the bridge between your mind and the external world. When you feel elevated emotions, such as love, gratitude, or inspiration, you are literally creating a vibrational frequency that aligns with the energy of the universe. These elevated emotions are your inner compass, guiding you on the right path. They signal that you are aligned with your desires, that you are in sync with the vibration of your dreams. The key to manifestation is learning how to consistently embody these elevated emotions. Positive thinking alone is not enough. It's not just about repeating affirmations or visualizing your goals. You must feel the emotions associated with your desires as if they have already been realized. You must embody gratitude, joy, and love, not just in fleeting moments but as a daily practice. This is where the real power of emotions comes into play. Emotions are not just fleeting feelings. They are energetic frequencies that shape your reality. When you cultivate a state of gratitude, for example, you raise your vibration to a frequency that attracts more things to be grateful for. When you cultivate joy, you align yourself with the abundant energy of the universe. These emotions become the driving force behind your manifestation process, acting as a magnet that attracts your desires to you. But it's not always easy to maintain these elevated emotions, especially when external circumstances don't seem to align with your desires. This is where self-regulation comes in. Learning to regulate your emotions, especially in challenging situations, is key to maintaining a high vibrational state. Meditation, mindfulness, and other emotional regulation techniques can help you stay grounded and centered, no matter what's happening around you. The more you practice embodying the emotions of your dreams, the more your body, mind, and energy align with the reality you wish to create. Manifestation is not a passive process. It requires active participation. You must actively choose to feel the emotions of your desired future, to embody them on a daily basis. As you do, you send a powerful signal to the universe that you are ready to receive your desires. The more you practice this, the more your life will begin to reflect the elevated emotions you are cultivating. The power to create your desired future lies within you, and it starts with the emotions you choose to embody every single day. As you immerse yourself in the emotions of your desired reality, something powerful begins to happen. The unknown, once intimidating, transforms into a space of endless potential. It's no longer something to fear, but a place where new experiences can take shape. The key here is releasing emotional attachment to the past and embracing the unfamiliar. When you stop identifying with past experiences, you free yourself to create new realities. Letting go of past identities and old emotional patterns allows you to stop waiting for circumstances to change. Instead, you change your internal state, and naturally, the external world begins to follow suit. This is how manifestation works. By aligning your energy with your desires, you become magnetic to them, attracting what you truly want. It's not about forcing things to happen or trying harder. It's about creating a powerful alignment with your future and letting the universe bring it into being. Patience plays a significant role in this process. It's about trusting the unfolding of new possibilities without the pressure of immediate results. When you stay emotionally aligned with your vision, you start to attract the circumstances and opportunities that will bring your dreams into reality. The unknown becomes a fertile ground for creation, and every step forward deepens your connection to the life you are designing. Manifestation begins within your mind. The key to creating your desired reality lies in becoming aware of your thoughts and emotions. Awareness is the first step in transformation. It allows you to step outside of the habitual, automatic reactions that have defined your past and make conscious choices that align with the future you want. Meditation is an invaluable tool for cultivating this awareness. Through meditation, you can observe your thoughts without judgment, identifying when old, limiting beliefs or emotional responses arise. The ability to notice these patterns gives you the power to choose different reactions that are in harmony with your desires. As you practice this daily, you strengthen your ability to live in the present moment, rather than being pulled back into the past. The more you build the muscle of awareness, the more you cultivate intentionality in your actions. This newfound clarity empowers you to approach life with confidence, responding from a place of emotional intelligence rather than reacting impulsively. By becoming the observer, you not only change your mindset but also begin to align your energy and actions with the future you want to create. Awareness is the gateway to living with purpose and making your dreams a reality.